you doing?
Setting up a sheep pen.
What y'all doing? Planting?
Yeah.
What you got in your hand?
Drill.
Looks so much better, huh? So I get home from work. First two things that Andrea says out of her mouth is, I haven't shot a video yet. And, hey, you wanna make some decaf?
Did ya?
It's making.
Oh, good.
What you doing down there?
Trying to get everything in the ground. I look like a hag.
Hag. This is our experiment this year. We hope this one turns out pretty good.
We almost didn't do this.
Yeah,
we talked ourselves out of it because, to be honest, when we mentioned doing this, several people said that is plastic. Please do not plant in plastic. And to be honest, I'm not a plastic fan myself.
But you're not a hoeing fan either.
But I don't like to hoe. So we about talked ourselves out of using this because these were free to us. I've heard other people say, I think it was Doug from Doug and Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. They live around the Amish, and they said the Amish in their area, I could be wrong, so don't quote me on this, will get these billboards and they'll sell them for cheap. Well, we found a hookup and we're getting them for free.
Free 93.
So we about abandoned the idea because we thought we don't really want to plant in plastic either, because I don't use plastic in my kitchen hardly at all. So why do I want to plant my vegetables in it? But I got to thinking, you know, we already have this. It's free. We try to be as frugal as possible because we are a one-income family. So we're going to give it a try, even though I don't love plastic. But, you know, I got to thinking, are the weed barriers that people are buying, are they free of all plastics? I don't know. I doubt it. So I thought, why am I stressing over this? I'm going to give it a try with something that didn't cost me anything. We may not even like this method. So before I put any money into it, we're giving it a try.
So what are you planting?
So I've got the whole front garden planted now. So maybe Ben will take it and show you that. I've got it in beans and some tomatoes. I got one row left to plant up there of tomatoes and peppers. Additional ones, I've already got some planted, but they're not big enough yet. But it's all planted, so I moved back here. This is gonna be really viney stuff. Spaghetti squash, watermelons, cantaloupes, the bush type squashes like lemon squash, that's my favorite from Baker Creek. All those things that get so grassy. So we're also gonna plant a ton of sweet potatoes back here because we love to eat sweet potatoes. And they grow great, but they stay a long time and they really vine out. It's beautiful, but they get really grassy too. So we're giving that a try back here. Sweet potatoes, if you don't know, are super easy to root yourself. For a long time we bought sweet potato slips, but the place we bought it from went out of business, and you can't find sweet potato slips around here. You can buy plants like at Lowe's for a 6-pack for almost $4, but that gets expensive. So all you got to do, Ben showed you this before, pop them off where your sweet potatoes have sprouted, put them in water. He puts them in the aquaponics, but you can just put them in a cup of water and root them.
Yeah, you just got to change the water out every so often.
Change the water every so often, and then you can plant them. So I'm going to do that. And I bought some purple ones, which I really like, those purple sweet potatoes. They're already sprouting, so I'm going to have him snap those sprouts off, root them, and I'll be planting them later. So, but I'm only going to drill holes for what I'm planting today because I don't want to give grass anywhere to grow. And one last thing about this garden we've covered in this billboard. A few years ago, we got a few little sprigs of this weird looking grass. And then it turned into a few more. And then it turned into a lot. And then it turned into almost in our entire garden. Turns out, we looked into it, it's called nut grass, has a nut underground that spreads. It's took over our garden over the past few years. So we're hoping this will also choke that out maybe, because it's really hard to get rid of.
Because you don't want to spray Roundup.
No.
Rather have plastic than Roundup?
Yes, any day. I gotta get busy.
This is the nut grass. Let me see. I don't know how well you can see that. Let me get it up against that. Down on the bottom it'll grow a bulb, like almost like a little onion, and it spreads there. You can feel that little bulb in that root wad right there, but it just multiplies. Hopefully the billboards are going to choke it out. Well, Emily's watering all the new plants. Lane's drilling the holes for the new plants. And there's my cutie pie.
We got an assembly line. Ben?
Huh?
We have already moved. We moved meat chickens and little baby olive eggers together because they were meat chickens. We've already lost out of 156. We've lost 17. We got 139 left.
That ain't good.
They were chomping each other, so we've moved them to a new pen with 3 heat lamps instead of 1 because I don't know if y'all did, but we had a cold snap last night, so we combined those. Baker Creek is this weekend. I hope y'all are coming because we want to meet some of y'all, don't we?
Yeah.
But we're trying to combine pens because we're going to have farm sitters and we just hate leaving 25,000 pens for people to feed. So Ben, we combined those pens. We also took the big Easter egger, olive eggers from Jeff at Bobblehead and the David Monroe ones that we got at the Shindig. They're now with the buffs and the 4-H layers. All layers are together. Our babies are all together. Lane and Emily's babies are all together. The experiment is over.
We had to combine pens.
We had to combine pens. So it's not completely over. I am going to show y'all what they look like in the pan and do a taste test. Really the results, I told y'all it wasn't gonna be very scientific, but they slacked off on laying when I changed to the organic, just a tad, but not very much. If you wanted to pay for the quality of the organic, I would say it wasn't enough for it to be a big deal. If the organic non-GMO meant a lot to you, it wasn't enough to like not use it, I guess, but they slacked off just just a tad. So we'll see how the taste was. But also, I don't know if that's a fair assessment for me to have fed 1 bag and say they slacked off a little. I probably should have bought several bags to do it because sometimes, if you know chickens, they're finicky. They could have slacked off just because it was different. Don't you think?
Yep. What is that? Jumbo pink banana? Oh, that's
these are
banana squash.
We bought a bunch of cool varieties from Baker Creek. I know my hair is a wild hot mess and I'm sorry, but I can't really fix it because I got black hands.
You're a working woman.
But I have had trouble the last few years getting cucumbers to come up really good. So I've bought some cucumber plants the last few years, and then I'll get them home and lo and behold plant them and they'll die. And I thought I was just cursed with a black thumb as far as cucumbers go. But I was reading this year about cucumbers and it said their roots are very, very, very fragile. So I wanted to pass that along to y'all. If y'all are trying to transplant cucumber starts or you buy the plants, be very careful because I must have damaged them in the past because they always died. All right, I better get busy.
So if you're going to Baker Creek this weekend, hopefully we'll see you there. We are speaking, probably more Andrea speaking than me, but we're speaking Monday at 11 o'clock.
And please talk to us.
Yes, come say hi, please. We feel lonely. Oh, and yes, I do have on my garden attire. Hold on just a second. Here, Emily. I put on my garden attire before I come out.
But it is matching today. It's all one color, but...
That's how he rolls. It's either 6 colors, either wears 6 different colors, or all the same.
We got black shoes.
No, that's my flip-flops.
Gray pants.
Those are shorts. Gray hat.
Gray hat.
You always got to have a hat that matches, right?
Oh, you got to say this for reap what
like
you
a
sow.
Person shoes.
You got a hawk hat on.
Oh, the woo pig suey. So anyway, this right here is our experiment for this year. There is 1, 2, 3. There's 13 tarps. I think we could have got by with 12 if they'd all been the same size. But and then over on this side, Emily planted some okra on the edge of the thing, and then right here, and right here is the cucumbers.
With the trellis we used.
Yeah, this trellis is probably, I don't know, 8, 9 years old.
That is a rough trellis.
That's a rough trellis, but hey, it was free. That's another free 90 free right there.
Yeah, we're gonna say you did it.
Did what? Did what?
The pig earlier was in the barn and he did it like 20 times and he was farting so loud.
Are you sure it wasn't your brother?
It was so loud.
They think that's a long one. I've heard them fart for longer than 30 seconds. No, I just made that up. Sounded good though, didn't it? Oh, you got an itch. He didn't realize that's a feed building. Merlot lettuce. Oh, would you look at that? See that pretty flower? Right there's buckwheat. And speaking of buckwheat, I've talked Andrea into not planting that garden over there, so she's gonna put all of her viney things in the back garden, try to compress this garden with our annual tomatoes and peppers, this and that, beans, and I get to plant buckwheat over there. My bees are gonna love it. This is the Chinese cabbage. Oh, it looks like we got a worm or something eating on that one. And the cabbage plants, those are a little bit close together. One row of the potatoes, and the potatoes keep going. I have no idea what she's got planted where. Look, we got a goat getting pretty close to kidding. Looks like our first papaya and our first lemon. These are the tomatoes and peppers that need to get planted. More tomatoes, more peppers, lettuce. Give you an idea on how big this lettuce. Look at all that. Some of it's getting ready to bolt.
So we brought y'all with us to check the cows. I actually need to count the cows, and here they come. So I'm gonna turn you around real quick. So we've got to count these cows, but they keep following us everywhere. They think we're gonna move them. They want food. So we've came in the pen. We're waiting on them to follow us, and of course now we want them to, and they're not gonna. We need them to follow us down here to this end and spread out a little bit so we can count them. What's our system, Ben?
Our system?
On counting.
Count 20 times and see if you get the right number once.
No, our system is drive down the middle of them. He counts everything on his side and I count on my side, add them up, hope it's the right number.
And if it's not?
Count again. And again and again. We don't quit. That's right, huh?
But if you get the right number one time, we're good.
Well, sometimes I like to verify it's right, but I'll take it. So here they come. That's good. They're spreading out a little bit. Then we're going to drive down through them and count them. It's hard to count something that's moving, though.
Y'all counting? Are y'all counting? Are you counting?
No, what are they doing? They've absolutely lost their mind. Alright, we only had to count 35 times
36.
to get even remotely close to the right number. These things are crazy. They're following us everywhere we go. Now they're going to calm down that I turned the camera on, but we finally counted them. We just don't want to lose any cows. But it's about dark. It's time to go home.
Emily getting supper ready?
Emily's cooked Polish sausages from our own pigs. So we are heading home to eat. We got a lot of things coming your way this week. We've almost got the garden in. I'm so excited about that. We've moved animals around. I think we're ready to go to Baker Creek. Do you?
Me?
Mm-hmm. I'm excited about it. Excited about seeing a lot of y'all. So, like we said, hit us up if you're there. Please come talk to us. We want to talk to you and meet you. If we've met you before, we want to talk to you again. So, visit with us. It's going to be a good time. I don't know what all we got coming y'all's way this week, but I've got a lot to do, so I'll try to bring y'all along. I'll see you tomorrow. Got anything to say?
Thanks for watching. God bless.